Hi everyone, and welcome back to our Ultimate Shed build series. In the last few episodes, we've framed the shed walls, we've cladded them in structural OSB sheeting, and finished off framing the roof. In this episode, I'm going to be tiling the roof and installing a nice neat dry verge. I'm going to go posh, I'm going to have a slate roof, but before I can start that, I just want to quickly wrap the shed in a vapor barrier to get it waterproof. So let's get started by getting the vapor barrier in place, and then in the rest of this video we'll dive into the detail of roof tiling.
Okay, so all the OSB sheet is now on, the roof membrane is on top, so the next thing to do is to wrap some membrane horizontally right round the shed all the way to the top before I go ahead and do the battening and feather edge. So what I've done, if you can just see here, I've marked, or I've put a string line on all the way round just at 1 meter. You don't have to, but I thought that might help get the first layer on, as I've got to do that myself. There's the just inside the shed there's the rest of the felt underlay that I've got, or breathable membrane. So I'm going to put that on now, just staple that on. So I've got myself just a simple stapler. I've had that for a few years, a couple of thousand staples. So I'll go ahead and start pinning that on now. Okay, that's it. That's the first layer of the vapor barrier on. Actually, the string line was quite helpful. Following the string line round has made sure it's gone on all smooth and it's not puckered up at all, which is really good. I've gone ahead and marked another string line all the way around, but I'm going to allow 1 or 2 squares, so sort of 8 to 10 inches, 4 to 8 inches, sorry, overlap, so any vapor or water that does come down will not go under the layer beneath it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the rest of the building, then come back when it's all done.
Okay, all successfully wrapped in vapor barrier. So now that's got some weather protection, I can move on to tiling the roof.
So I'm making some really good progress on tiling the roof, and I'll show you that in a second, how I did it, how I set out the battens, how I'm fixing the tiles. But before I did that, I thought I'd just show you the major components that I'm using on the roof. So I really like the look of slate. I love this texture. So slate's very expensive. This is a man-made slate, which is cement and fibre, but it's beautiful in the way that it resembles slate. It's a fraction of the price. I think these are £2 per slate. They come pre-drilled here and here, and then one at the bottom for the nails. So I'll show you how I'm getting on with laying those, and I'm also using some dry verge. This is an offcut to the verge I'm using. So on most tiled roofs you see a cement fillet on the edge. So cement obviously fiddly to put in, it can dry out and crack and then let the damp in. This more modern system of dry verge, this actually fixes onto the edge of the roof, and then the tiles actually slot in, as you can see, like that, and gives a perfectly straight finish. No need for cement. And then the verge itself, this gives you a nice little tray to allow water to run down and then into the gutter. So the fixings that I'm using are these copper nails, 30mm Clout nails. So these would just go through these top 2 holes here. Apart from the copper nails, I'm also using these copper rivets. So these rivets actually go underneath the tile. Let me just slot one through, if I can see what I'm doing. So these would just slot through, and then you would just flatten them down. I'll show you on the roof, and what these do is prevent the tile from lifting in the wind. So that's all I really need is these copper nails, the rivets, these artificial slate, and this ridge tile. So let's get up on the roof and I'll show you what I've done so far. Okay, so this is the progress so far. I've done about half of one side, fixed all the battens on. This is the dry verge that I was talking about. Each of these are nailed down with the copper Clout nails, one in each rivet, and then this plastic is quite flexible for the tile to slot underneath, and then the water can run down here and off into the drain. So the way I set these battens out is quite simple. The first batten, if you look, has actually been cut off just above the nail holes. If you look, there's a full-size slate just above it. This is called the Eaves slate, and this really depicts where you put your first two battens. So if you just look, I've overrun the batten. I've overrun the slate by 60 millimeters over the edge, so the soffit will go under there, the fascia will go under there, and then the 65 millimeter means this will drain straight into the gutter. So the first batten goes literally on the edge, and then the second batten will go at a distance that gives you the 60 mil runoff. So the first two are pretty much defined. The others, you need to work out your batten gauge, which is simply the nailing distance here of your nails. So you've got these defined nail holes, and then you've got a certain amount overlap. So you take this distance, divide it into the distance from the top of the ridge down to this tile, divide it by this distance. Mine turned out to be about 7.59 centimeters, that is 7.59 battens. When you divide that, that's an odd number, so I made it up to 8 battens, and then that gave me a distance of 23.5 centimeters dead. So my gauge from the top of this batten to the top of that batten is 23.5 centimeters, and that gives me even spacing all the way to the top. The approach that I've taken is to work up in a diagonal here, so that I can use this side to sit and work laying the next row of tiles without having to sit on them and damage them potentially. And then if you look on top of the eave tile, you've got the first row of tile. So Clout now just in the first batten. The second batten is just used really to rest the other edge. You've got to make sure that you put your rivets tucked in the right place as you build out your tiles. And here's one of the rivets as an example. You can see they just push through the pre-drilled hole, and then you just bang them over gently with a hammer, and then what that's going to do is stop this tile from lifting. Looking on this side, you can see the dry verge, which I already fitted, and the cuts just slot into it. It gives a really neat and trimmed finish. If you just look around the back there, not sure if you can see that in this light, but it tucks down here, and again it's nailed on the side, and then I can put the fascia on here, which will cover that all in. So I think going very well. I'm now going to start here and then just go up, adding the rows diagonally as I go. So I'll come back when I've done the first side and show you what it looks like. Okay, so fixing each tile is really simple. You've just got 2 clout nails and 1 rivet, and it's literally a couple of taps to put those in, and then with the rivet bend it over and then tap it down flush, and that's it.
Cutting a tile is really simple. First, lay the tile on a flat surface. Then, with a straight edge, I just use the spirit level, score a cut line with a sharp blade. I used a Stanley knife, which seemed to work really well. Score it a few times. This is important as it ensures you get a nice clean cut. Then, take the tile and rest it on top of your straight edge just underneath the cut line that you scored earlier, and then gently apply some pressure. It works perfectly every time to give you a really nice clean cut finish.
Okay, for my ridge system I'm going to be using a dry ridge. So I've just laid these ridge tiles out. They're made of like a flexible plastic material, and they just stack on top of each other. So the way it works, you've got an overlap, and then each of the screws goes through into the ridge itself, and then you overlap another one so that each joint becomes watertight. So that's how the system works. Each tile was about £4, I think, and I need about 15 of them. So this is quite good. It's flexible, and if you take a look These fit all pitches, so if you just push them down, they're so flexible, they just adjust to the ridge angle that you need. So let's just go and take a look at the tiles that I've put on so far. So here are the ridge tiles layered on. I'm almost to the edge. I've been working off of a ladder for this last corner, so that way I don't have to walk on or lean on any of the tiles. But you can see the screws go through a little divot that's pre-moulded into the ridge cap, and then each one layers on top of the other one, which gives a waterproof seal. So all I need to do is finish off these last few cuts, another 3 or 4 tiles, and everything's finished. I'll be back when it's all done to show you the final result. Okay, so when you get to the last piece, it doesn't fit exactly, and you can still see the exposed markings and screw holes. So the manufacturer reckons you cut a piece off and then overlap and then drill through and silicone, and then what I've done at the other end is just scored it with a craft knife just to give it that rough edge that you see on Slate. So what I'm going to use is this Silicone Everbuild by Everbuild, and then I'll put silicone underneath all of that and where the screw goes through, and then I'll give a 30mm overhang just here for the rain to drip off, and that should finish it nicely. So I'll do that off camera and then come back and show you the finished job. Okay, so the roof's all on, all finished, all done completely. This end cap is screwed down, silicone down, and then if you look, I've just put some black bitumen paint on top of the screw heads as well, just to stop them rusting. They galvanised anyway, so they should be good. So that's the finished slate roof. I think that looks brilliant. That's the first one I've ever done. I'll just get the drone out and we can have a little look properly from above.
Okay, so just a little quick look at the finished roof using my drone. You can see they're all done. The birds have even christened it, which is nice of them. Just have a little quick look there, just up to one side. I'm not very good with the drone, as you can all see. Yes, I think that turned out really well. You can see the ridging caps there on the top, give it a nice finish. So anyway, that's the finished roof, and I think all I need to do now is get started on the battening and then do the fascia and soffit. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.